Okay, this question is from a mom. She said, "My daughter vomits backstage before every competition, but hits her routine. Why does this happen and how can it be fixed?"
Yes. So outside of mental blocks, this is the second most popular reason why athletes come to us and parents. So it all has to do with that competition anxiety, those pre-competition jitters, and it goes into that perfectionism and those high expectations and all the pressure that is on these athletes. So athletes who vomit or get nervous before competition to the point where they get sick. I mean, that's just that particular athlete's way of showing nerves. I mean, everyone experiences nerves very differently, right? Like, I mean, just like bathrooms at competition, like there's a lot like just going on, right? There's lots of nerves
Yeah.
happening at competitions, right? But just not every athlete's way of showing those is throwing up, right?
Mhm.
Like for me, I sweat when I'm nervous. I like, and when I'm
Yeah.
excited too, I'm a sweater. And so like, even if I like, a lot of calls, like I'm just sweating. That's just how my body shows nerves. That and I'm fidgety, right? Like my legs kind of shake a little bit, like on the inside. So that's how I show nerves. And that's not how everybody shows nerves. So for the athletes who throw up before practice, they feel their nerves in their gut. Like that's where they happen. So one of the things that can really be helpful is releasing that tension. So there's relaxation techniques they can use. So there's box breathing, which is super helpful. And box breathing, if you don't know what that is, you probably know, but for athletes who don't, it's like pick a count. So 5 is a good number, but you breathe in for 5 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds, breathe out for 5 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds. So kind of doing that to calm your body. Because sometimes what happens is when we're nervous, we breathe shallow and it makes us more nervous.
Yeah.
So even just remembering to breathe and take deep breaths, remembering that those nerves that you feel, that they're not bad. They're not a sign that something bad's going to happen, that they're good.
Mhm.
I mean, think about if you didn't have any nerves going into competition. If it was just like taking a math test or going to the dentist, like if you felt no
Yeah.
different, it wouldn't be fun, right? So
Yeah.
nerves are what make it fun and exciting. But it's just
Yeah.
kind of like being able to channel that and use it to have that good adrenaline so you can perform really, really well. So being able to work through that. So breathing is really good. Pushing your toes into the ground, especially like I know a lot of athletes, they start like they think they're going to throw up right before they go on the floor.
Yeah.
And a lot of times there's trash cans and there are athletes who do throw up and there's a reason those
Yeah.
trash cans are there. But even just pushing your toes into the ground and like just
Yeah.
paying attention to your senses, it helps ground you in what's actually happening. Like I'm safe right now. I'm in a safe
Mhm.
space. I'm okay. Nothing bad's going to happen, right? Versus what if I fall? What if I mess up? What if I don't do my tumbling? What
Mhm.
if we lose? What if my coach is not, right? All those different what ifs, and those irrational fears that happen that cause a lot of those nerves. So those are some things that are definitely helpful for those athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we
Okay.
have athletes we've worked with, like they're good. Like everything that I shared, like it works. So
Get rid
just
of the problems.
yeah, so it's effective. So just shifting the way that you think about competition. I mean, a
Yeah.
simple like in this, even if you're not throwing up, but if you're someone who experiences nerves going into competition, something that
Yeah.
you can do, like I want you to think about we talked about how your body experiences nerves, right? So some people sweat, some people like whatever it is, but think about how you experience nerves in your body. Okay, so how do you experience? You said sweat. What else?
Easy sweating or my hands get shaky. Yeah.
Yeah, so shaking
It
hands. So
races.
yeah. So think about when you're excited. How does it feel?
I guess the same, just energized and
Yeah,
ready to go.
the same, right? So what's the
Yeah.
difference in feeling nervous versus feeling excited?
Yeah. I guess
It's
it's the
what you
same
tell your
internal response, right?
yeah, it's what you tell yourself. But and this is an exercise I love doing with my athletes, but I'm like, all right, so don't smile, right? Like just don't smile. Say I'm nervous. Like you do it. Say I'm nervous.
I'm nervous,
Nervous. Did that feel weird?
I guess. Well, I'm not nervous right now, so
Yeah. But you could say that like you're like, I'm nervous,
yeah.
right? Like you could
You
say
have
it.
to accept your
Yeah,
feelings. So,
absolutely. So
yeah,
now same thing, don't smile. Say I'm excited.
I'm excited.
How'd that feel?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird, right? It's like, I'm
Yeah.
excited. Like even the word excited, like when you say it, like my eyes, like I feel my eyes perk up and my smile, like you
Yeah.
smile saying I'm excited. So even just
Mhm.
that we attach emotion to, like there are words that evoke emotion, right? Nerves, it's like dread, bad stuff versus excitement, opportunity, good
Yeah.
things, right? So even just when you start to feel nerves going into competition, like I'm not nervous. And this is the cool thing to do. It's like, oh, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Like, no, no, no. I'm excited. I'm excited, right? I'm excited for the
Mhm.
competition. Even just that simple shift will help you just kind of step into that more positive space. And it causes
Okay.
your brain to go from what are all the bad things that could happen that are causing me to be nervous? It switches from
Yeah.
that to, ooh, I'm excited. So what good things am I thinking about? Ooh, what if we hit our routine? What if I land on my tumbling passes? What if I have
Yeah.
so much fun with my friends? What if the music and the lights just like I have the best dance party ever out there, right? So there's a
Yeah.
lot of cool things that happen with that. That little
Okay.
simple shift. I'm excited.
Okay. Simple but effective.
Simple but effective. I like it.
So if someone found this helpful or they suffer from mental blocks or anxieties or fears themselves, then how can they work with you or how can you help them?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the easiest way to get started is to sign up for a no cost conversation with me. So, I offer free performance check sessions, and that is a 30-minute virtual call. And the whole point of that is really to discuss what are your goals, what do you want, what's your dream, where do you want to be, and then where you are today. And I want to have a conversation and help this athlete see how to kind of close the gap. How do you get from where you are to where you want to be? And getting them to understand what's happening so they can let go of that frustration. That's really helpful. And what are some steps they can go ahead and start taking to move forward? So that's something I offer. It's called a performance check session. You can get signed up for it at mgpcoach.com/performance check session. And we'll put the link below this video. We'll include it somewhere so that they can get access and get signed up for that. Spots are limited, so if they want to get signed up, if this is interesting, absolutely go ahead and get signed up, please. But it's a great conversation. I spend about 20 minutes with the athlete, then do a parent recap at the end for the last 10 minutes. And it's no pressure, no obligation. It's just, I just want to help you, talk to you, give you some things to think about, give you things to consider maybe you haven't before so that they can move forward in their skills. And then if they found it helpful and they want to know more about what the programs look like and what maybe the best next step would be for them, then at the end of the conversation, then we'll talk through those options together.
All right, that's a good option.
Awesome.
And
Well,
I know
thank you.
you also have mental coaching or other courses available too, right? And free trainings.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got tons of resources on my website. So if you go to mgpcoach.com, that is where you can find a lot of different resources. Also, we have a course. So I have a 12-week Mind Over Mental Block course that's available. We are going to be adding in some Q&A, office hour, like more live coach sessions. So to make sure that as you're working through the content and the curriculum and my 6-step Mind Over Mental Block process, as you work through that every week, you have an opportunity to ask your questions in person with a coach, one of my expert mental coaches. So that is an option. And then we're also going to be starting small group classes here in the next little bit. So keep an eye out for information on that. So lots of ways to get support from us. Just get in contact with us however you can. But a good place to start is that mgpcoach.com, our website.